I begin by saying selling is the lifeline of any business. That means if you can't sell, you are not in business. And since this particular seminar was sponsored by KCB, Kenya Commercial Bank, our friends from Nigeria, from South Africa, from other corners of the world, allow me during my opening remarks to give 2 or 3 Kenyan examples, because this training was sponsored by Kenya Commercial Bank. Many of you can remember Kogoro Foods. Peter Kogoro is a dear friend of mine. He ended up closing a company that was doing so well, producing foodstuffs, producing sodas, the second biggest soda brand in Kenya after Coca-Cola. We called it Softer. But eventually he closed down shop. He had the nice products. The problem was selling. The challenge in today's world is no longer production. That was the challenge 100 years ago during the Industrial Revolution. Today's challenge is not the product. It is driving your product in the market. If you cannot sell, you are simply not in business. You know you are a businessman or a businesswoman if you're able to sell. This morning, I want to take you through a very interesting journey. 7 lessons. If you are an entrepreneur listening to me this morning, I am 100% convinced this is going to help you. Whatever you do, whether you're running a hospital, a school, a butchery, a boutique, whether you're running a pharmacy, whether you're in general supplies, whether you are selling furniture or cars, land or buildings, or even services like consultancy, architecture, finance, law. You are a lawyer listening to me this morning. The first thing I'll tell you, number 1, is just the line between sales and marketing. And then number 2, I will try to convince you to have the right attitude, the right mindset for selling, because that's where the problem is. And then number 3, I will give you 4 critical selling questions. Number 4, I will give you some nevers for selling. I'll caution you. 4 things you must never touch, you must never do, you must never say. Number 5, I will give you 4 P's of marketing. Number 6, sales and marketing channels. And finally, number 7, sales and marketing tools. Let's go to number 1, the line between sales and marketing, because a lot of people confuse that. Now, here is the deal. Marketing and sales are very close relatives. Marketing leads to sales. That's why I call it the leads. This is where you generate the leads in marketing. Sales is where the buyer takes home your product or your service. That's where the rubber meets the road. That's where the buying takes place. So marketing, you have a prospect, not a customer. Then you can convert the customer, the prospect into customer at the sales place. So before they come to buy from you, they are not yet your customers. They are prospects. Then marketing drives them, leads them to the shop. When they come to the shop, they do the buying. Now, let me tell you how I like looking at it. Because without 2 aspects, sales will never take place. So I want to show you the father and the mother of sales. Without the father and the mother, you can never have the baby. This is the way I look at this game. The father is called branding. The mother is marketing. The babies are sales. The father and the mother do something, and after a few months, they have some babies, a baby boy, a baby girl. We call them sales. The father gives the family the name, the family name. That's the brand. The mother does the work, cooks. Often than not, is the one breastfeeding. She does the donkey business. She talks a lot about her family. It's called word of mouth, word of woman, That's marketing. Now, branding is how you are known. Marketing, how you tell your story. Sales, how you ask questions. You can never sell unless you ask questions. It doesn't matter your product or your service. The customer wants to know, for example, if they come to KCB, am I getting, are you as the salesman, saleswoman, you're asking the customer, are you looking for a savings account? Are you looking for a current account? Are you looking for a fixed deposit account? If you're selling cars, you're asking them, are you looking for a Toyota Vitz? Are you looking for a Mercedes Benz? Are you looking for a pickup truck? Are you looking for a Toyota Land Cruiser? Are you looking for a Probox to carry stuff? What are you looking for? You have to ask that question. At the sales level, you clarify what the customer is looking for. It doesn't matter what you sell. If you sell wine, you want to ask them, is it Merlot you're looking for? What are you looking for? Is it red wine? Is it white wine? If it's red, what specifically? Is it Cabernet? So here is the deal. Branding and marketing lead to sales. You will never sell until first your product is known, until your service is known. Number two, how do you tell the story? What you tell the market about yourself is marketing. And then sales are the questions you are asking at that particular moment when the customer wants to buy. How much is it? Those are the questions. So branding and marketing, although they are at the back end, they are the ones that lead to sales. Now, I can't continue with this presentation today without dealing with what I think is the most critical thing, the selling mindset. This is the biggest challenge with entrepreneurs. Now, I want to deal with, let me say three things to deal with the selling mindset. Number one, some people think selling is for hustlers. Can we be honest? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought selling is for hustlers? Number two, when people don't sell, they start saying money is not everything. Money is not all that important. Why? They say that because in sales, you can't hide. Sales, you cannot hide. Figures don't lie. Figures will always betray you. We will always know who is performing and who is not performing. It's in sales where we draw the line between processes and results, where we draw the line between motion and meaning, where we draw the line between progress and movement, where we draw the line between results and activities. Sales makes it clear what you are doing for the last one quarter. Now, if you're not driven by success, why are you doing business in the first place? The third thing, a lot of entrepreneurs say follow-up is nagging. Now, again, I want us to have a conversation. I want us to be real this morning. On average, when you're trying to sell, how many calls do you make? Now, listen, guys, I've done a research on this subject. Most sales are closed between the 5th and the 8th call. Let me repeat. Most sales are closed between the 5th and the 8th call. Some of you follow me on social media. Now, there is a class I'll be teaching in September. My mentorship class, I do it twice a year. I repeat the same message for 2 good months. Same message for 2 good months. Right now, the class already has 100 people from over 50 countries. But I'm still talking about it, marketing it, mentioning it every day for 2 good months. Think about that. I've done a research on this, and I'm telling you today, most sales are made between the 5th and the 8th call to the same customer. Follow-up is not nagging. So when a customer tells no, ask them a simple question. Would you want me to call you on Monday? Would you want me to remind you on Monday? If they say no, then that's a China egg. They were never meant to be your customer. If they say yes, but not next week, try the other week. Take a notebook and ask what is the best date and the best time. Then they realize you're serious with follow-up. They realize you're serious. You're not just talking for the sake of it. You're serious with follow-up. They know what you're doing. These are your fellow human beings. They know. So follow-up is not nagging. Some 4 questions that every salesman, every saleswoman must ask themselves. 4 questions. And you need to ask yourself these 4 questions as a salesperson. Question number 1, am I qualified? So you must always ask yourself, put yourself in the context, in the shoes of the customer. Do I qualify to sell this product or this service? Think about politics. There are some people who qualify to sell themselves in a county, in a state, in Nigeria, because they can vie for governor, but they are not yet ripe for national politics. They are ripe for a constituency. Number 2, am I adding value to the customer? Am I making a difference? A lot of salesmen and women are always focusing on closing the sale. They want to make the sale. And I want you to know from today, don't try to sell your product to your customer. Sell your customer to your products. Don't try to supply your products to your customers. Try to identify the product your customer needs and supply that product. If you're going to convince people about manicuring their nails or pedicuring their toenails, how are your nails looking? You're selling hair products. How is your hair looking? Are you adding value to the customer? Have you experienced that product or that service? Before you can convince me to join KCB, are you yourself a customer? Now, number 3, can I initiate dialogue? A lot of people confuse talking with selling. So most of the people invited to be salesmen and women are the most talkative people. I regret to tell you, the most talkative people don't make good salespeople. Selling is not about talking. Selling is about listening. Selling is your ability to strike a rapport, to initiate a dialogue. Just like a man proposing to a girl, wooing a girl, getting the girl to believe in you and to agree to marry you is not about how many words you speak per minute. In fact, you can speak a lot and scare the girl away. She buys the whole package. She sees who you are in terms of your career, your ambitions, where you're going, your temperaments, your composure, your personality, in as much as she looks at your physical, your spirituality. It's all a package. It's not how noisy you are. It is the same thing about customers. You initiate a dialogue by asking leading questions. Number 4, can I handle no? No doesn't necessarily mean rejection. No could mean this is not the right time to talk to the customer. They have just buried their loved one. They are in a hurry. Sometimes customers are not in the right emotions. There was a domestic conflict. There are other pressures that are much more urgent to them than what you're selling. They may not be in a relaxed state, but sometimes they may not need this product, and it's okay to accept. It's okay to accept that this customer does not need this product. Some customers know exactly what they're looking for.